What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Zahid. This is my boy Mark.
What up?
And you might be wondering, why the hell are you guys in a cargo van? Well, we're currently driving from San Francisco to the Los Angeles area. I'm gonna go visit Formula S in SoCal. If you guys don't know who they are, look them up. They are S2000 experts, and they ordered a couple of parts for me from Japan. And you also might be wondering, dude, why didn't you guys just ship the parts over? I mean, it's not that far. I waited almost 6 months for these parts to get here from Japan. I want to take the middleman out of it. We're driving down to SoCal, we're picking up the parts, and I'm bringing them back home myself, baby. While we're out there, we might be doing some shopping for Mark's car too. I think we might check out Up Garage. And if any of you who are watching this are from the SoCal area, if you guys have any ideas of things we should do the next time we're in town, please comment below. And maybe one of these days I'll road trip the S2000 down. I think that'd be pretty sick. You and the ISF, me and the S2000. It'd be fun. So if you guys have any suggestions for our next time, let us know. Damn, what's a full tank on this thing?
We're at 77 right now.
$77. Was this even worth it, dude?
$80.
Was this a mistake, dude? Oh my God.
Alright, it's gonna be 84 altogether.
84 bucks. I take it all back. I don't want this thing. I want a hybrid.
After about 7 hours on the road, a couple of Red Bulls, and more money spent on gas than I'd like to admit, we finally arrived to Formula S located in La Habra, California. Alan and the crew were super welcoming, treating us like we were old friends. As an S2000 owner, you know you're in the right shop when you walk in and immediately see at least 6 S2000s and a wall of JDM parts. Shout out to the entire Formula S crew for the hospitality. We talked shop, swapped stories, and I even had the chance to sit down with Alan, the co-owner of Formula S, for an interview I'm excited to share in an upcoming video. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for future updates. Hearing about their design process behind some of their new products really made me appreciate just how passionate these guys are about the S2000 and other track-centric cars. Once we wrapped things up, we started loading the van with all the car parts, which I promise I'll go over in great detail later in this video. And just when I thought we were done, Alan makes us an offer that we couldn't refuse.
All right, so you see that very modified S2000 CR right there. That's Alan's personal car, and he's gonna let us go for a little cruise in it.
Crazy.
Very exciting. That thing is beautiful. It's impeccable. Oh, so excited.
Okay, this is why I will never claim to be good at making YouTube videos, because my dumbass accidentally put the GoPro in time-lapse mode. So unfortunately, you're not gonna get our live reaction to the car, but let me explain exactly what happened. This S2000 was butter smooth. The moment I got behind the wheel, I knew something was different, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. How could a car with over 170,000 miles feel sharper, tighter, and more alive than my own low mileage S2000? When we pulled back into the shop, I had to ask Alan what kind of magic he had worked, and that's when he told me it's on its original motor, never rebuilt. Instead, he'd gone through and replaced every single suspension component using OEM or upgraded parts to recreate exactly what an S2000 should feel like when it rolled off the showroom floor back in 2008. I can't stress enough just how good this car felt. It honestly made me see the future of my own S2000 in a whole new light. Sure, the flashy mods are fun, and I'll never stop doing them, but over time, I want to start replacing my worn suspension components, chasing the feeling Alan has achieved with his car. Mine might never be quite at his level, but it's something to strive for as long as I own the car. Okay, so clearly I'm back home. I'm back at the house, and don't judge me, but I got all the car parts laid out in my family room right now. This is not where they're gonna stay. I just kind of laid them out so I can show you guys exactly what I picked up in detail before I end this video. So let's start over here with the most obvious item. Clearly, doesn't really need much explanation. This is a OEM Honda S2000 windshield. And I'm gonna be honest, I actually wasn't planning on picking one of these up, but Mark pointed it out, and it felt like a sign because I definitely need one of these. really, really bad. I also have an OEM molding, which is also very important for a good install. But let me tell you guys why this is so important. I don't feel like people talk about needing to replace their S2000 windshields enough. I've heard people mention it before, but let me show you exactly why. So this is the original windshield on my car for that came from factory. And the S2000 is obviously a very low profile car. And what happens is this windshield ends up becoming a magnet for rocks and rock chips. So you might be able to see like right here, we have a pretty massive crack. It didn't really spread or anything, but it's pretty bad. But what you don't realize, or maybe it doesn't show up on camera, is that all these little specks that look like dirt, it is not dirt. Those are all tiny little pits, little tiny cracks that give the windshield very poor visibility. It's been on my list to replace for quite a long time, but I just never really prioritized it. I'm gonna be honest, there's sometimes when I'm driving and I'm in the canyons, and you know how you get a little angle where the sun peeks through the trees and it just hits the windshield. There have been moments where my windshield refracts that light and it literally looks like a goddamn kaleidoscope. It is terrifying for like 2 seconds. And then I'm like, holy crap, I can see again. Thank God. I should probably replace my windshield. And then I forget about it and I never get to it. So I saw that windshield and I thought it was a perfect opportunity to pick that up. Yeah, so very excited to replace this at some point down the line. You may have noticed I don't have a hood here, and that's because I brought it with me down to Formula S, and Alan actually sold my OEM Silverstone hood for me. So if you're watching this and you recently bought a Silverstone OEM hood from Formula S and it was already partially PPF'd, guess what? You own my old hood, and rest assured, I did my best to take care of it, so it should be in pretty good condition. Yeah, I wonder if whoever bought it watches the channel. If you do, leave a comment below. I think that'd be hilarious. So you could probably guess what's in that box right over there, but I'm not gonna open it just yet. I wanna move on to this. You probably have an idea of what it is already, but I'll give you a little hint here. We got some hardware from a company called Toda Racing. I'm gonna do a video where I break down everything completely, but I did kind of want to get like a first look at it with you guys. And oh my God, on first glance, this muffler is gigantic, but it kind of reminds me of like almost like a more period correct exhaust. So let's take a look at this tip together, and I'll tell you guys more about what this actually is. Bam. I believe it's a titanium tip. The rest of the exhaust is stainless steel, but that's cool, right? Toda 70mm single exit exhaust, but this is even cooler. In collaboration with Formula S, they designed this exhaust together, and I'm gonna do a video where I break down the details of this. I actually interviewed Alan while we were out there in SoCal about the design behind this exhaust and why they chose the components they chose. And this is the entire exhaust. I'm wondering, should I lay this out? So I believe this is the rear section. Let's see if I can get a view of it for you guys. This is obviously the tip, and it's a single exit, titanium tip, big muffler. And that probably should give you an idea of how it's gonna sound. I talked to Alan a little bit about it, and of course I'm going to go over everything in detail when I actually make the video and I review this, but they were going for something that's a little more tame. This looks like a mid pipe with the resonator. So that's pretty much the whole setup here. And I'm very excited because I've had the EVS exhaust for a while now, and I don't know if it's just because I'm getting old or what, but that rowdy, aggressive exhaust life, it's just not for me anymore, boys. It's just not for me anymore. I want to do a real good unbiased review on this exhaust, and you know, make something a little bit more premium in terms of a video quality. So what that means is I probably won't have time to install this for at least a few weeks, at least, minimum few weeks. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me try to get this thing out. And if I can't do it, I'm not gonna do it. If I can't do it safely, I'm not gonna do it because I don't wanna break this thing. Oh my God, my wife would kill me if she saw these dusty boxes all over the family room. It's all good. At least it's not in the living room or the kitchen or our bedroom. Probably a good idea to move the glass out of the way. My biggest fear right now is that like my kids are gonna like come down here at some point without me realizing, and then they're gonna just like break that windshield in two. Okay, we have an FRP ASM vented hood. I love this hood. It's one of my favorite designs. It kind of looks like the Amuse hood with the addition of this little intake scoop here. Yeah, I think one thing that my car has been lacking through this whole rebuild process is a more aggressive hood. Obviously the hood is a lot of real estate on the S2000, and the factory one looks amazing. It's extremely light. You know, you might not realize this, but the aluminum factory hood is probably lighter than this ASM hood. It's probably as light as most carbon fiber hoods, if I'm not mistaken. But that being said, it just has a very sleek, clean design, and it doesn't look very aggressive at all. So this is gonna make the front end look way more aggressive. It's gonna flow really well with the bumpers, and yeah, I'm really excited. Now you might be wondering, how come you didn't get the carbon fiber one? Well, it's because I can't afford it. That's pretty much the only reason. You guys are gonna have to wait on this one. So again, if you guys are excited to see some of this stuff on my car, if you have questions about any of it, be sure to subscribe to the channel for future updates. That's about it. So until next time, peace out. Take care, guys.